She's live.
Oh,
We
yay.
have welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello, hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello. How are all the lovely people?
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Happy
Hope,
Sunday.
hope you all woke up feeling good, feeling blessed.
That part. There's a lot to feel good and blessed about, isn't there?
Yes, always,
Yes.
always. Gratitude attitude.
Gratitude. I like that. I like that. I'm just getting my windows situated here. I don't know why. Sometimes it's interesting that these windows will have a mind of their own sometimes. But
Yeah,
welcome to CFP, where we talk about things that require a little bit more courage, maybe a lot of bit more courage, worthiness, and certainty. Today we are exploring the mother wound and specifically addressing the loss of nurturing, these things that can happen. This is not about blame, it's about education and healing. Um, and so the theme is about over exploring guilt, overgiving, people pleasing, rooted, in childhood experiences with emotionally unavailable, critical, or overbearing mothers. And so lovely Lauren and I are here to say welcome, welcome, welcome. This is a safe space for learning, growing, and healing.
good morning. Hello to our heart-centered empaths, healers, and creatives. We hope that this message and this conversation finds you and that we're able to leave you feeling better. And let's get into it, Dr. Gigi. How are you this morning?
I'm a little low and slow, but I think, this conversation is the second in a six-part conversation about the mother and the father wound. Sometimes these can get to really the core issues of, that we might have as people. So I might have a little resistance to this conversation. Uh,
As I.
yes, so I want to invite the listeners. Um, if this content resonates with you, please share it, with other like-minded souls. And let's all just take a breath, get grounded,
Perfect.
get present in our bodies, and then we're going to start this conversation. So inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth with an audible sigh. Now, for those of you listening live, if you have questions, it's hard for me to get back and forth, but we will respond to your questions, afterward. You can always contact us directly at either Dr. Gigi at tappingwithdrgigi.com or Lauren at tappingwithdrgigi.com, and we will respond to you quickly. So let's just dive deep and talk about, well, what is this thing called a mother wound? And again, this is not about blame, shame, or guilt. It's about love, understanding, and healing. Our parents, I believe, do the best that they can. They've been cultured and conditioned just like we were cultured and conditioned. And I truly believe everybody does the best that they can with what they have. And so, I'll say that the mother wound is really it's a deep primal emotional wound left by a mother who intentionally or not was who was unable to be consistent and unable to consistently offer the nurturing, the affirmation, the emotional, the physical safety that a young child needs. And it isn't always about what was done to us, but rather what was missing. What didn't we get that we needed? It's that ache of not being seen or soothed, supported, or celebrated by the one person, we instinctively look for love, and that's our mother, or whoever had that maternal role with us growing up. So whether your mother was overly critical, emotionally unavailable, engulfing, or just simply too wounded herself to parent, with the right level of attunement, the result is often the same. You grow up believing that love was conditional and that you must earn it by shrinking, striving, or suppressing your own needs or even your own truth. And how many times have we had to feel like, yeah, I can't show you exactly, who I am because I know it's going to be met with some violence or some bullshit or, whatever that is. Do you have that experience, Lauren?
Oh, for sure. Um, I think, like you said, we all have experienced some sense of um, like feeling the wound of our relationship with our mothers. And I think our mothers have also felt that from their mothers. So it's something generational that we've all experienced. But definitely, there's been moments where uh, I have recognized parts of myself that didn't necessarily get the love or the connection that I needed, but it wasn't the fault of my mom. It was just what she knew, and so on and so on. And when we talk about the father wound, that's a big one for me. I think that one's bigger for me than the mother wound. But definitely everything that you said.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about how this wound shows up, particularly in healers, creatives, and coaches. These patterns are so ingrained and they come out subconsciously as personality traits, but they're actually just survival strategies, like
Yeah.
overgiving. How often do we overgive to feel love? Because we've learned that to meet people's needs, we have to often ignore our own. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's what we've been well, there is something wrong with that, but we've done it for so long, it
Yeah.
feels like,
It
that's
depletes
just
you.
yeah, that's what you do. So you
Yeah.
become the helper, the healer, the one that's able to hold it all together and hoping that if you give enough, you'll finally be chosen or appreciated for who you are. And so we often do that hamster wheel of activity over and over. We overgive in relationships. We overgive at work. We overgive in spiritual settings. It's like, see me, see me. It's just our inner child saying, hey, hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm here.
Does anyone like recognize their need to overgive or their behavior of overgiving, I should say? Um, yeah, please share if you do.
Absolutely. Share how you overgive. And the thing about overgiving is we really do have an expectation something's going to happen. And for some people they feel like, this is just a people pleaser's way of passively aggressively asking for our needs to be met. It's this quid pro quo. I give you this, but I have an expectation that I'm going to get something back from you. And it could
Mhm.
be the acknowledgement that I'm a good person. It could be, that validation. And then when people don't give in the way or they don't respond in the way that you expect, it could go left.
Yeah, either one of those things, like you said, if you don't give in the way that they want you to, or you don't get the response after you give, either situation can lead to some deep damage or some discord between individuals, for
Yeah.
sure, for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
But let's
Well,
talk
good.
about guilt for having needs.
Yes.
Um, you and I know that that's one where like I've been working on that, being able to advocate for myself. So asking for support feels absolutely selfish, and you feel like you are a burden for simply having human emotions or feeling the need to say no because you just don't have the capacity. And somewhere along the way, you've internalized the message that I'm too much, or my needs are too much,
Yes.
or I shouldn't have needs at all.
Right. Yeah. And we've talked about this other one about rest.
Yeah.
Rest has been demonized, especially for us.
Yes.
Like we can't rest. It's wrong to rest. You're lazy if you rest.
And we've been raised on in hustle culture. So, rise
Yeah.
and grind.
Always
That
hustling,
yeah.
always hustling.
And it's just like, but I don't want to hustle today. Like, I just want to do normal stuff, like get up and go about my day. Why is this? You can sleep when you're dead. I've heard that
Yeah.
one. The
Yes.
hell is that?
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
love sleep. I want to sleep while I'm alive too.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can enjoy. It's like a reset button.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Or, another way it shows up is the fear. And we've talked about this a lot, Lauren, the fear of being too much or not enough.
It goes back and forth. They switch
Yeah.
back and forth.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
or self-sacrificing for validation. I've done that so
Ooh.
much.
Yeah. Um, Self-sacrificing for validation, you override your intuition or boundaries to keep the peace and gain that approval that we keep talking about. You say yes when you mean no,
Yes.
because
Yes.
deep down you believe your value lies in your usefulness and not you being you. So,
Exactly.
like, again, I I understand. I understand. I understand. How many of you out there understand some of the things that we just listed off?
Yes, yeah. Please let us know how it's impacted your life. And again, it's not about blaming your mom. This is not the conversation about blame or shame or guilt. It's not about that.
Mhm.
It's about opening our eyes to say, okay, this happened. And just as it happened, we can heal it. We can transform the emptiness that a lot of this has caused so that, the next generations don't have to experience what we did. And so again, this is not about blame. It's about freeing yourself from the unconscious contracts that we signed in childhood. It's about reclaiming our right to take up space, to be fully expressed, and to be loved without condition. That's it. And allowing that for other people. So, Lauren, how when we talk about this particular topic, um, what do you think, or how do you think the nervous system is impacted by all of this?
Well, the nervous system is always thinking, what do I have to do to protect myself? Like, so if we're engaging in this overgiving, these feelings of guilt for having needs, this fear of being too much, our self-sacrificing for validation, we are not feeling safe. We are constantly in a state of like survival, of trying to figure out how can I being keep people, period, and then keep them happy with me so that I can feel safe. So you just can't feel safe just existing. You have to be performative, and that takes a lot of thought and energy. You're probably anxious all the time. So we talk about anxious attachments. If I do this wrong, if I don't do this at all, then that person is going to reject me, leave me, um, release me. So like your nervous system is never regulated because you're always in that state of survival. And it looks different for all of us, how we respond in those situations. We might, again, when we go back to the fight, flight, fawn, freeze, all of those things are different responses that our nervous system engages in. So, what does it look like for you? I might fawn in some
Yeah,
situations where I dig deeper and
yeah,
overperform, or I'll just be like, you know what, I'm done. And I've done this often in relationship where giving you my best performance, and I was tired, boss. I was tired. So I'm out. I'm out. I'll see you later. Like I'm done. So
That's freeze, isn't it? I
no,
mean,
that's more
that's
flight.
a flight.
Yeah. Yeah. I just go, I'm out. I'm gonna pack my bags and just be done because I have no more to give. And
Yeah,
what I have given is not enough. Like we still keep hitting these bumps or we still keep having these issues. And I don't know what to do. So I'm just out.
right.
That's
Yeah.
that's typically my MO. I'm gonna be real.
That's my MO too. I run fast. It's like I can't run fast enough for the hills. I'm like, peace, peace. And really, I've been out a long time ago, but I'm like, I've got evidence now to leave.
Like the road runner in the cartoons is meet me, and then you're
Yeah,
just gone.
and you just see dust. That
They're
that
all like they're looking for us and we're just completely gone. Cause I'm not a fighter. I don't like to fight. I have a smart mouth, but I don't necessarily want to hurt your feelings. I just want you to know that I'm out.
yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And for me, there was something in my inner child that just feels wrong to hurt people's feelings, or like I just can't do it.
Hmm.
So it's whatever I can do to avoid that. But if you get to, if I can't run, you'll hear venom and it's nasty.
Oh.
And don't have me write a letter. Letter is oh my goodness. I can't tell you how many relationships that went south because they received my letter. And I'm thinking I'm being clear, but it's fire. The whole issue is fire.
It's just burns the
Yeah,
hands. You
yeah. It's
can't.
like, ooh, ooh. Yeah, that you and it's not recoverable either. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah. And so, it can look a lot of different ways. So, it does speak to the importance of having our nervous system calmed, however we need to do it. What are some great ways that you might calm your nervous system?
Well, definitely. I mean, you and I practice this together all the time, just the breathing. That's one of the things that I do. A lot of people that are close to me I'll be over in the corner or next to them, just, and they think maybe that I have an attitude. And I was like, no, I check in with my body throughout the day and I take deep breaths. That's a way of me keeping my nervous system regulated. It's like
Yeah,
getting your car, keeping your car service so that the engine doesn't explode or things don't break down, you
exactly.
know?
Yeah,
So, like, I check how is my engine running. And if I feel a little anxious or I feel a little dysregulated, I'll breathe. Um, Walking, checking in with someone, doing some type of self-soothing activity. So things that we do for with some of my students that I work with, like um, give them something to manipulate, to squeeze, like a sensory activity. Holding an ice pack, getting those squishy toys.
I like those squishy toys.
They are the best. That's the cool thing
Yeah,
about working with kids is that you get access to that.
you get all the toys.
You get all the fidget toys. But breathing, I think, is like the easiest one to access in any moment. And
Yeah,
so I always encourage people, like I was grateful that you had us take a breath before we got started.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I also I like the empowerment scripts that we do. I think that's a great way to just like, whoo, okay, reframe, all the noise, to something that you can really um, focus on, and certainly tapping. And so, like all of our sessions, we like to have some healing and transformation. And this session is the same. And so this we've got a 2 round tapping to heal the mother wound, and release the belief that love must be earned and
Yes.
we are good enough exactly as we are. And so just do what I do, say what I say. But before that, let's take let's just check in with our body right now. And how true does that feel for you right now that you do not have to work for for love, that you're good enough exactly as you are. And so if you're like all in with that number, hit number one. If you're not believing that too much, number 10. You might be like, yeah, that's not true at all. So come up with your first number, and then after we do the tapping, we're just gonna check in with our body again. Actually, after we listen to the tap empowerment script, we're going to check in with our body again to see how that number's changed. Hopefully it goes lower because you're calmer. If it doesn't, just do this again, just rewind, do this again until you get to a place of complete peace and calm. So make sure you're in a place that you're comfortable and safe and taking accountability for your own mental health. Just do what I do and say what I say. We're going to start round one with naming the hurt. Tap on your karate chop point and repeat after me. Even though I craved her love and didn't get it,
Even though I craved her love and didn't get it,
I accept and love myself.
I accept and love myself.
Even though I thought it was all my fault,
Even though I thought it was all my fault,
I honor my hurt.
I honor my hurt.
Even though I feel like I was too much or not enough,
Even though I feel like I was too much or not enough,
I acknowledge my truth.
I acknowledge my truth.
Eyebrow point. I felt unseen and unheard.
I felt unseen and unheard,
Side of eye. Always walking on eggshells.
always walking on eggshells,
Under eye. Afraid to ask for love.
afraid to ask for love.
Under nose. I blame myself as a child.
I blame myself as a child.
Under mouth. Shame still lingers inside me.
Shame still lingers inside me.
Collarbone. I hold this tension deeply.
I hold this tension deeply.
3 inches below the armpit. It's okay to name this pain.
It's okay to name this pain.
Top of head. I release resistance to what I feel.
I release resistance to what I feel.
Release the tapping. Take one hand, put it on your heart, one on your belly. And we're going to inhale through the nose and we're going to exhale with a hum. Hum. And just feel the reverberation of your energy through your hands. It's really beautiful. Humming is something you can do to regulate your nervous system. And now we're going to meet our inner child, karate chop point. Even though I never felt safe expressing my needs,
Even though I never felt safe expressing my needs,
I honor my strength.
I honor my strength.
I honor my courage.
I honor my courage.
I honor my bravery.
I honor my bravery.
Even though I learned to overgive,
Even though I learned to overgive,
I'm open to something new.
I'm open to something new.
Even though I feel sadness,
Even though I feel sadness,
I offer myself comfort now.
I offer myself comfort now.
Eyebrow point. Little me was so tender.
Little me was so tender.
Side of eye. I did the best I could.
I did the best I could.
Under eye. I wanted love, not silence.
I wanted love, not silence.
Under nose. I'm learning to nurture myself.
I'm learning to nurture myself.
Under mouth. I'm reparenting myself gently.
I'm reparenting myself gently.
Collarbone. I can meet my own needs.
I can meet my own needs.
3 inches below the armpit. I offer compassion to myself.
I offer compassion to myself.
I offer compassion to my mom.
I offer compassion to my mom.
Top of head. I release resistance to my softness.
I release resistance to my softness.
Release the tapping. We're going to take a deep inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth with an audible sigh. And we're just going to close your eyes while Lovely Lauren reads the empowerment script.
Okay. Take a moment to breathe. Place one hand on your heart and one on your belly. Feel the rise and fall of your chest. You are here. You are safe. And if you're listening to this, you're already doing the work. The brave, beautiful work of coming home to yourself. Maybe you didn't receive the warmth, the safety, or the celebration you deserved. Maybe you felt like something you had. Maybe love felt like something you had to earn by shrinking, striving, or staying silent. And maybe deep down, you still wonder if you're too much or not enough. Let me tell you something tender and true. You were never too much. You were never not enough. You were a child learning to survive in a world that didn't always know how to love you well. That guilt you feel for having needs, that urge to overgive, to prove, to please, it's not who you are, it's who you had to become. But you don't have to live there anymore. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to take up space unapologetically. Now, take a deep breath in together. Inhale, I am worthy of love that feels safe. Now, exhale, I no longer abandon myself. You are not broken. You are blooming. You are not selfish. You are sacred. You are not alone. You are deeply, deeply loved. And now you get to love on you, not because you earned it, but because you are. And that is enough. So I want you to pause, breathe, soften your shoulders, and whisper, I'm allowed to receive.
I'm allowed to receive. That really was beautiful. I love those empowerment scripts. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I really love it after tapping because, you've moved the energy and then the empowerment scripts really lets us anchor in on really the essence, I believe, of this transformation. We've gone through all of this, all of the fire, all of the trudgery to get to this place of, oh, I can just breathe and I can allow in, all the goodness.
I agree. I wrote one for myself for my birthday recently,
Oh,
and it felt good to just read it out loud to myself, and in celebration, but also just in confirmation too, because we tell ourselves messed up stories all the time in our head. We spend the most time with ourselves. And as many times as someone can tell you you are lovable or you're doing a good job or all of the things, there's still that voice up here that can come in and go like, that's not true. It's
right.
not true.
Yeah.
So being
Yeah.
able to they lie. They lie. Um and so being able to write an empowerment script for myself and say it out loud, be like, yeah,
Yeah.
this is who I am. This is where I've been. This is who I'm becoming. Like all of those things. It's sweet.
Yeah, it is sweet. It is sweet.
Hmm.
And I like how you're able to provide these empowerment scripts to help people reframe, some difficulties or, some limiting beliefs that they've been just ruminating on for years. Tell people how they can get in touch with you, Lauren, and what you're
Uh,
offering.
I'm offering all kinds of things. So for sure, just just a friendly conversation if that's what you need to kind of figure out what your needs are. And then from there, I do offer empowerment scripts. I do some consultation around behavior and education. I also am available for card readings, Oracle and Tarot. And I am a sound healer. So there's a lot of different offerings that are available to you that I can give. I am looking to create a website, a landing page. Dr. Gigi and I are currently building that. So I'm super excited. Um, we had our first meeting Friday. Friday.
Yes, we did. Yes.
And that was awesome. So you can find me at Lauren at tappingwithdrgg.com. But pretty soon you'll be able to find my landing page. Dr. Gigi, can you share with everyone how they can get connected with you?
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm so excited to be working um, on with you on your landing page. I find I get more excited working with other people's landing pages than mine. It is so interesting how that works. One of the first offers I'd like to share with you is something that just resonates so much with me and I know so many people, and that's our money. And so in 4 weeks, 28 days, I offer a number of tapping protocols, journal activities, somatic practices to really help you rewrite your money story. Part of the rewriting of our money story is really feeling in our subconscious comfortable with more money and
Mm.
rewriting those sabotages. Because a lot of us, if you're like me, you've got a lot of just stories. You may resent wealthy people because they have money. Well, if you have that resentment, that could be part of the reason that money and wealth is not attracting. You're not attracted to it. So we help you rewrite your whole money story in 28 days. And so if you're interested, the link is below that. And then let's see, we've got, are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. And then we also have Boundary Badass for sale, $33.33. This teaches you how to say no without feeling guilty. And so I think $33 is a very inexpensive price to get peace, freedom, and liberation with your words because our words have power. And as we speak, we create what we speak, also known as abracadabra. I
Abracadabra, bitches.
Yes, I speak as I create.
That's right.
Yes. And then Lovely Lauren is taking advantage of a landing page special. So for $197, sister, you can get a landing page too and stop sitting on your gifts and talents. For $197, you don't have to waste your time. A lot of people, I remember when I first started, this business, I didn't want to pay, I think at the time maybe $1,500 for a website. And I was like, I could do it all myself. And I did, but I spent hundreds of hours, hundreds of hours. I charge, $300 an hour. And I could have easily outsourced it to somebody that could get it up, quickly and easily. But for me, I had that need to just, I need to do it myself. And so I'm just telling you, ladies, you don't have to do it yourself. And gentlemen out there, you don't have to do it yourself. You can decide right here, right now, I'm important. I want to get my landing page up. I'm not going to spend hundreds of hours doing it myself. I'm going to just do it and start monetizing and attracting the people that really want to be, that you can really serve. The color connection, we're going to continue with our quarterly
Yay.
color connection session. It's a healing space for people of African descent to talk about things that are important to us. This event on September 6th, we're going to be talking about how the collective unworthiness that we've experienced as African Americans is really showing up in our money. And so we're going to have Ty Kuttner from Internal Family Systems come and help talk about the subconscious voices, or those parts of us that keep that energy alive. So, and we're also going to have an empowerment script from Lovely Lauren and a tapping script from myself to keep the healing continuing. I think that is all I have got for sharing. And so next week we are going to talk about the father wound.
Part 3.
Yes. Lovely Lauren, can you share what that's going to look like?
Yes, ma'am. So next week, as Gigi said, we are discussing the father wound, and that will look like loss of protection. So we'll be talking about the loss of protection, feeling unsafe. What happens when the person that's meant to protect you is or was inconsistent, distant, or in some cases, completely absent. In our next episode, we'll explore how emotional distance, abandonment, or unreliable father figures can shape deep struggles with trust, money,
Ding, ding.
safety, and self worth. This one's for the overachievers, the hyper independents, and those who still second guess if they're enough. We really do hope that these conversations find the people who need to hear them, and that you feel seen and understood. And we hope that you will connect with us. If you are seeking community, seeking support, let us know how we can support you. Let us know how you feel seen and how you feel heard through these conversations, and what it is that you want to work through and what you want to hear from us. So, wishing you a blessed week. We look forward to our Sunday conversations. Dr. Gigi, I hope you have a fabulous week. It's always great to meet you here in the mornings
Yes.
and do the work.
Yeah, we're doing the work live and unadulterated. So again, lovely people on live and listening to the replay. If this content resonates with you, please share it. Please like and subscribe and share it with those that you think might appreciate this content. Let's let this kind of content go viral. Healing content that we can learn, we can grow, we can thrive, and we can
Yes.
thrive together.
Yes.
Yes. So Lovely Lauren, it's been great to be here with you yet again for another Sunday of healing and transformation.
Same, Dr. Gigi.
Bye-bye.
Bye.